I think it's wonderful that she's willing to take them on. I really do. I look forward to the Candace Owens internship program over the Daily Wire. And I have found a bunch of students who she could take on because she really thinks that they're open-minded to a change of heart. And here's just a few samples for her to call from. Here, watch.
My name is Arzel Mohammed. This is a Nazi discussion.
You support genocide of my people.
Nazi bitch. By the way, my name is Arzel Mohammed. Come find me.
Glory to the resistance fighters. Glory to the resistance fighters.
Well, good luck with that. I look forward to your re-education program, and I hope you succeed.
Yes, I said this few days ago. I'm seeing how people are divided on this topic. I have seen how Candace Owens disagree with Ben Shapiro. I have seen how she disagree with Megyn Kelly. Recently, I think I put out a video about Harvard student where a lot of employees are saying they will blacklist some of these students who came out, sign a petitions, to say they should stop. And it has stirred up a lot of people to react with different versions. But I have one problem. If you disagree with someone based on political views, don't take it too personal. I'm saying in the case of Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens.
And finally, new rule as an Ivy League graduate who knows the value of a liberal education, I have one piece of advice for the youth of America. Don't go to college. And if you absolutely have to go, don't go to an elite college, because as recent events have shown, it just makes you stupid. Being babies and bubbas, the same students who will tell you that words are violence and silence is violence were very supportive when Hamas terrorists went on a rape rampage worthy of the Vikings. They knew where to point the fingers at the murdered, and then it was off to ethics class. Now,
yes, that was Bill Maher's version to what is going on. You should not go to college or elite college. Now, take a look at Candace Owens reacting to this.
I understand that because I was one of those college kids. All of my stances that I held in college, I no longer hold. 18-year-old Candace, 19-year-old Candace, 20-year-old Candace. I was an adult, yeah, sure. I no longer hold those stances because then I got into the real world and I got out of the system of college indoctrination. We believe as conservatives that college campuses have become indoctrination camps. So we shouldn't be shocked to discover that student groups reflect those indoctrinations. Well, conservatives or some form of conservatives have decided now that these kids should be put on a list and employers should be aware that they are a part of these groups so that they can no longer get hired. And so Megyn Kelly responded to Vivek by saying, "You've got to be kidding me. They cited, you're not clear on this as someone who wants to be president." So she's already dropping the murder and already accusing Vivek of not understanding that people are dying because, again, that is a new political doctrine and thesis, accuse people of constantly advocating for death rather than actually responding or trying to understand the nuance of their point. Vivek wrote back, "Megyn, I was crystal clear that what the student groups said was dead wrong, and you know that. But I don't think it's productive to hunt down individual members of college student groups for the purpose of blacklisting them. Persuasion is better than force. Let's stick to principle." Megyn wrote back, "If they are not persuaded that babies is wrong, there is no persuading them. We don't hire those who applaud while the savagery is underway. If you are open to hiring one of these lunatics, though, good to know." Obviously, what she is saying is, oh, you just want to hire people that murder. I don't know if she's referring to abortion. I don't know what topic, but we're babies. And obviously, because he has a nuanced stance about students not being put on blacklists, he is supporting babies. So genuine. Not at all. And so I jumped in this and I said to Megyn, "Oh, stop it. This is incredibly disingenuous, Megyn. You know that many of those students are not out there because they want babies to be. College kids are stupid. I used to be radically pro-choice. Glad I didn't get put on a conservative blacklist for wanting babies. As it turned out, I was just young and temporarily brainwashed from a public school education, coupled with mainstream Hollywood lies, and not because I legitimately wanted to see infants torn from their mother's wombs. Dr. Thomas Sowell used to be a radical socialist who ardently supported communism. Thankfully, he wasn't put on a quote-unquote conservative blacklist and accused of being a person who wanted worldwide suffering and starvation as socialism and communism bring. Students are young and experimenting. You are an adult woman who is advocating for their lives to be permanently pigeonholed because they have the wrong ideas, which are likely being spoon-fed to them in their classrooms. I then said, nothing infuriated me more than watching Black neighborhoods be burned to the ground in terroristic fashion during the George Floyd riots. But I would have been a disingenuous fool had I suggested that every college kid who signed a BLM letter of support be put on a list for advocating for terrorism. They were brainwashed and it was obvious. Rather than advocating for them to have their lives ruined, I used my platform to show them the truth. I created a documentary to expose media lies. Education is what conquers ignorance.
But I have one problem. If you disagree with someone based on political views, don't take it too personal. I'm saying in the case of Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens, it is right for us to have differences. People have different reasons, to react the way they're doing now. We should disagree to agree after this is over. It should not be a permanent problem. Like I have observed, when someone disagree with you, they unfollow you, they unsubscribe. I don't get the point. Like I point out a few days ago, when you see the number of divorce happening, it is just as a result of this. Because you disagree with someone, you don't think it is possible for you to sit and try to reset things together. It should not be happening this way. When you have a personal view on something and the other person disagree, there is still a way to make a common grounds. Okay, before you used to agree because you now say, I support these people. No, I don't want to see that person. That should not be the nature of human beings. When I go through this article recently put out by the Daily Mail, over the weekend, they pair spar about whether or not it is appropriate to blacklist the student signee from jobs because of their vehemently anti-Israel activism. Owens argued that students may change their positions with time and educations, while Kelly argued that regular people do not back terrorist organizations. Owens in turn called Kelly's position disingenuous, and Kelly encouraged the Daily Wire host to hire some of the pro-Palestinian protesters. On Monday, the host of the Megyn Kelly show slammed Owens against for wading into the debate. Candace Owens felt the need to weigh in, and I think it is wonderful that she is willing to take them, the pro-Palestinian student, on. I really do. I look forward to the Candace Owens internship program over at the Daily Wire, and I have found a bunch of students who she could take on because she really thinks that is open-minded to a change of heart. Kelly said before resettling of a few profiles of some of the extremist students. She also expanded on her initial point that students in their early 20s should not have to be taught the difference between right and terrorism. I understand